Good morning, everybody. This is Stephen Pugh of the Home Bible College. It is October the 22nd, and we're beginning readings in the book of Jeremiah today. Now, Jeremiah began his ministry about 60 years after the death of Isaiah, and he prophesied for about 41 years. Zephaniah and Habakkuk were his fellow prophets in his earlier ministry, and Daniel in his latter ministry. When the children of Israel were taken away by the Babylonians, Jeremiah remained with the poor, and in this way the poor inherited the earth. Later the poor left for Egypt, followed by Jeremiah, where he died in 2 Kings chapter 24 verse 14. Now in this book, Jeremiah records a number of visions in which he sees the Babylonian captivity and the return of the children of Judah after 70 years, the worldwide dispersion of the Jews and the final gather again, and the millennial kingdom, the judgment of God on the Gentiles, and the remnant who will remain faithful to the Lord. Jeremiah introduces himself as in the first 3 verses, telling us that he came from the priestly line. He lived in Anathoth, in the portion of Benjamin. He says that he writes the word of the Lord that came to him in the time of the kings Josiah, Jehoiakim, and Zedekiah. When the Lord first spoke to Jeremiah, he told him that he knew him and ordained him a prophet before he was born. Jeremiah is overwhelmed by this, but the Lord encourages him, telling him not to be afraid of the faces of men. Then the Lord touches his mouth, saying, I have put my words in your mouth. His first vision is of a rod of an almond tree. He sees a boiling pot facing north. Then the Lord tells him of the coming of a people from the north that will come to destroy Jerusalem. He tells him not to be afraid to tell the people this prophecy, and that he will protect him completely. In chapter 2, Jeremiah records the word of the Lord to Judah. The message is that the Lord remembers their early days when they were faithful to the Lord, but he now sees great evil that has come on the hearts of all the people. The Lord calls on the heavens to witness that Judah has committed 2 evils. They have forsaken the Lord, and they have hollowed out broken cisterns. Now, a cistern is a hollow in the rock, a hole in the rock for holding water. But these cisterns are broken because they can hold no water. The Lord gives a long description of their backslidings. Judah pleads innocence and faithfulness, yet they are full of murder and wickedness. In chapter 3, Jeremiah records the message that Judah is full of the grossest sexual immorality. The whole land is polluted. The Lord has responded by withholding the spring and the autumn rains. Then the Lord comes to Jeremiah again with the message, return unto the Lord your God. Now this is substantially the same message of John the Baptist and of Christ and of his apostles while Christ was alive. But this message also continued to go out to the Jews after the Lord had risen from the dead for a time. The Lord promises that he will send pastors who will feed them with knowledge and understanding. And the Lord also promises a full spiritual restoration based on a full confession and repentance. And so we see something that's very beautiful about the life of God with his children of Israel. We see, for example, that he has 2 things against them. This is my password for today. He has 2 things against them. He says, you have committed 2 evils, verse 13 of chapter 2. They have forsaken me, the fountain of living waters, and they've hewed out cisterns, broken cisterns that can hold no water. My password also, I love the latter part, verse 14 and 15. I'm going to read it to you. It says, Turn, O backsliding children, saith the Lord, for I am married unto you, and I will take you one of a city and two of a family, and I will bring you to Zion. I will give you pastors according to my heart, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding. Now this is the pastor's text, because the work of a pastor is to feed them with knowledge and understanding. They have to be pastors after God's own heart. Well, there you are. That's my thought for the day. I look forward to speaking to you again tomorrow. Have a wonderful day. Bye for now.